Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at the CSEC Social Studies Paper 2, May 2021, Question 1. So if you have your Social Studies Paper 2, 2021 question paper, I want you to get that paper now because we will be looking at question 1. We'll be learning how to answer questions, how to find the verb in questions so that we can know how much we are supposed to write when answering a question. We will be also learning how to write and answer questions based on the value, the marks that is allocated for that question. So I'm going to give you some time to go and get your Social Studies Paper 2, May 2021 question paper. So while you're getting their paper, I want to say a big thank you to all of my subscribers. And if you are stopping by my channel for the very first time, welcome. You will be learning a lot, I promise you. So hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. Turn on that notification bell that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified immediately. So now that you have your papers, we are going to begin. Question 1. Mr. and Mrs. Cargill have been in a marriage for the last 15 years. A. Define the term marriage. So first we need to find the verb in the question, which is defined. So we are going to just write our answers, right? And the value for this question is 2 marks. So we are going to just write our definition of what the term marriage means. So this is how you will answer a question like this. Marriage is the legal union between two people. So we just write the definition for 2 marks. Question 2. State the difference between polyandry and polygyny. Again, we find the verb in this question, which is state, and this is valued 2 marks. So we are just going to write our answers in complete sentence. Polyandry is a woman taking 2 or more husbands at the same time. Polygyny is the state or practice of a man having more than one wife or female at the same time. B. The family performs several functions. Outline 2 of these functions for 4 marks. So the verb in this question is asking us to outline, and it's 4 marks. So we're just going to write a little bit more on our answers. So 2 functions of the family are economic unit as a social unit to meet the psychological, emotional needs of the child. There are other functions of the family that you could also write, such as educational unit, procreation, cultural transmission, etc. But for this video, I will be only focusing on the functions, economic unit, and as a social unit to meet the psychological, emotional needs of the child. So we are going to write a little bit more on our answers because it says outline and it's 4 marks. So as an economic unit, parents are usually the sole breadwinner of the family. They bring money and or goods into the family to satisfy the basic needs of the family, such as food, clothing, shelter, etc. As a social unit, to meet the psychological, emotional needs of the child, which is one of the functions of the family, the sentiment of love and affection makes a family member feel that he or she is wanted in the world and is an important entity as others are. This affects the personality develops. The people who are denied such feelings by the family generally developed criminal tendencies or unbalanced personalities. So what you notice, the question again says outline. The verb in the question is to outline. It is 4 marks. So I did not just state my answer. I just write a little bit more on the answer to explain what I mean by the function of the family as an economic unit and as a social unit to meet the psychological needs of the child. And you'll get a 4 marks. Question C. Mr. and Mrs. Cargill are experiencing challenges in rearing their 2 teenage children and want to improve their parenting skills. Suggest 3 actions they may take to help them to be more effective parents. 6 marks. Part 2 of the question, explain why each action suggested is likely to be successful. And this is another 6 marks. The verb in part 1 of the question is to suggest. That means you're going to write or answer your question in complete sentence, and then you are going to write your actions that you may take to help them to be more effective parents in 1 paragraph. And that's 6 marks. Part B of the question is asking you to explain. That means you're going to justify, you're going to tell why you believe that your strategies or your actions that you have written in part 1 of the question is likely to be effective or is likely to be successful, and that will be another 6 marks. What some people will ask you to do is that when you write your action in part 1 of the question or your strategy in a paragraph, the next paragraph should be to explain or to justify why you believe that action will work, right? So for example, you'll have action 1, strategy, explanation 1. This action will work because. Action 2, strategy, explanation 2. This strategy will work because. Action 3, action or the strategy. And in the next paragraph, you will have the justification or explanation 3, why you believe that the action you have suggested is likely to. So let us look at how I have answered that question. So remember part 1 of the question, you are supposed to give your action or your strategy to the problem, what you'll do to solve this problem or to help someone with the problem. In this case, it is Mr. and Mrs. Cargill who are facing challenges with their parenting skills in dealing with their teenage children. Now, 3 actions that they may take to help them to be more effective parents are, and I want you to notice how I answer this question. Action 1, this is my first paragraph. They can learn how to manage their time to ensure that the demand of everyday life does not affect their ability to spend time with their children. That is my first action. Now I am going to justify or explain why do I believe that this action. Action 2, become knowledgeable about child psychology so that they can cater for the needs of their children. Now, why do I believe that this strategy or this action will work? Explanation 2. So my explanation 2 is in my next paragraph. This strategy will work because parents can use technology to research the different needs of children at different stages of their lives. Parents will become knowledgeable about different stages, different strategies that they can use to communicate and understand their teenage children, right? Thus making it easier for them to interact with their children, and the children will feel a sense of security knowing that they can talk to their parents about any problems that they are facing. So that would be action 2. In my first paragraph, I outline my action. In my second paragraph, I justify or explain why I believe that this action will work. And your reason or your actions may not be the same as mine, but at least you will have an idea of how to approach these questions. Action 3, look for fun opportunities to spend time and socialize with their children. This time should be spent with positive interactions, such as going to dinner with your child, having a game or movie night, eating together as a family, etc. Now, why do I believe that this action will work? This strategy will work because parents will be spending quality time with their teenage children, right? They will be able to have fun, but also listen to their children, listen to them about positive things that have been happening to them, and praise them accordingly. They will also be able to voice their concerns on issues affecting them, and these issues can be dealt with as a family, right? This strategy will also work because the children will feel love. They will feel confident knowing that they can communicate their feelings to their parents. Action 4, communicating with their teenage children by asking 3 questions every day. Simple, but it works. And listening attentively to them when they are answering the questions. For example, what would you like to do for fun this weekend? What did you learn in school today? Or what are you going to wear to the beach or to the party this weekend? Right? So, why do I believe that this action will work? Explanation for this strategy will work because this teaches your teenage children conversation skills while also helping you to learn more about them and their experiences, their likes and dislikes. This will also show children that you value their opinions and you enjoy involving them in decision making whenever possible, right? So finally, action 5, set limits and be firm with your discipline in the home. Remember, we are dealing with teenage children, so there needs to be limits. Why do I believe that setting limits and being firm with your discipline in the home will work? This strategy will work because if Mr. and Mrs. Cargill enforce discipline in their home, the children will adopt the acceptable social behaviors. They will also learn rules, including doing homework, going to bed on time, doing housework chores, avoid teasing, etc. Not to leave out this one, not talking on the phone after a particular time. And Mr. and Mrs. Cargill have to be very firm when enforcing these disciplinary actions on their children. These are also socially unacceptable conduct, and a disciplined family will have a positive and a lifelong effect on their children. And there are many more actions that you can write. There are no right or wrong action. As long as you can come up with the action and you can justify your action, you will get your full marks. If you have any different actions from what I have given you in this video, you can also leave them in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up. See you in another visit.